I would not forget to mention is the PSG Joao Neves. That guy for me was the best player on the pitch today. He was all over the place, did his job, defended his team, and also pushed forward when he needed to. For me, he was the man of the match. I don't know who he was giving, but I would give it to Nuno Mendes. Hakimi and Nuno.
Watch Transit TV right now.
I'm Tochku Michael. Keep watching Transit TV.
Transit TV back again. PSG came to London 1, Arsenal 0. Yes, it's come and gone. We're going to look at this one right quick. Don't forget to subscribe if you've not done so. Hit the like button. Straight away, we're going to look at this one from the PSG's quick start to Arsenal's shaky start. Spells in the game. Expectations, some tactical things that Arsenal did wrongly and how PSG managed to get this result. This tie hanging in the balance, not yet over. If you know Arsenal, you will know that this is not a surprise, but that doesn't mean that they're out. They seem to like it when their back is at the wall. So let's look at this one critically to see how this one panned out and what to look forward to next week. Like I said, PSG came to this one starting the way you expected Arsenal to start. Quick, confident, pressed up high. Apparently they knew that Arsenal will always want to start from the back, so they set up to put Arsenal under pressure, and it looked like Arsenal wasn't very comfortable in possession in the beginning of this game. Obviously Partey was not there, who's a very key element of that part of their game. So the Claret playing in the 6th position, it's not new to him, but it's not something that he does week in, week out. So he could always see that shake it, and PSG recognized that, pounced on it, put Arsenal under a lot of pressure, got their early goal. Which let me even talk about that goal a little bit in as we go. Arsenal were all over the place. They are usually a team that is pretty organized. In that goal, they were not organized. They didn't put pressure on the ball, particularly Ødegaard and Merino. Merino kind of looked out of place. Obviously, he's been playing as a striker for a while now. So, coming into a big game like this, changing position to shift that mentality and know that he had to do the defensive side of things in this game differently. It probably took him some time to settle in. And PSG, being a very, very technical team, pretty comfortable on the ball all around the pitch, they saw that opportunity and used it. And if you really want to point out somebody that had a big error, I would still Declan Rice, because one thing that this Arsenal team has had is they trust each other. Declan Rice at that moment, with that rush of blood, of course he saw danger because obviously they would have discussed Scalia, his ability one-on-one. But again, Timber is pretty much one of the best on one-on-one defending, so he didn't really trust Timber to be able to hold Scalia up. So he quickly rushed to double mark him, and be an intelligent player. He saw Dembele, and the rest became history. It wasn't a clean strike, but I mean, he went in and that was it. Dembele on his own for the first 15 minutes was a pain in Arsenal, but throughout the first 15-20 minutes of that game, it took some time. Arsenal rode their luck. Obviously, there's supposed to be a penalty, though for me, it's not a clear penalty, but if he was given, he won't argue against it. So Arsenal got away with one there, Timber, who kind of struggled, but he could see his quality as a defender. He was strong mentally and kept going until eventually he got a hang on the game. And Arsenal also began to grow in that game as well, and began to show what we know they've been doing. And he kind of expected this because this team together has not been at this level. So I had my fears as well, my suspicion that it was going to go this way. I was only hoping that Arsenal scores the first goal, but again, where they are now, I always use this phrase. Wenger always says, sometimes it's easier for you to have clarity in your head that you know what to do. You just have to go and win the game. So it makes it even, so you have nothing to defend. And yeah, aspects of that game, Thomas Partey obviously was absent, and he's a key member of this team in Europe because of his experience, because of his skill set, and the kind of player that he is. He gives Arsenal the base. Declan Rice is a different type of 6. Partey is different. Declan Rice is a powerful player. You know, he relies more on his energy and his pace, and sometimes could be caught out of position. And this was what happened throughout the first 30 minutes of this game. Declan Rice was trying to cover players all over the pitch, and most times left his own position open, which exposed the defense. I mean, when there was a break, I think he spoke to the players, and they took care of that business. So Partey coming back next weekend is going to be a huge boost for Arsenal, and the Rice will be able to use his energy to kind of push PSG back. So it's going to be an interesting one next week. And if you remember, in the build up to this game, the PSG player talked about the Rice and his energy. So it's going to be a very aspect of the Arsenal game to look out for. Saka had a good game, pretty good game. Of course, the first 20 minutes, like every other person on the pitch, was a little bit quiet. But once he got going, he gave PSG a lot. Mendes is somebody that I really love as a left back. But today, you could see he couldn't really go forward because of what Saka was giving him to choose. So it was a pretty much even game. PSG got the win deservedly, and both teams created chances. Like I've said, build up to this game, that PSG, they create chances, but not clinical. They've scored some amount of goals, like with Arsenal before this game, 30 goals apiece, and they have had like 260 something shots on and off goal. So it tells you where the efficiency lies. So this gives Arsenal some hope, because PSG will criticize it, but they don't usually take it. And as usual, the last 2 games for PSG, Liverpool and Aston Villa, the Donnarumma, whom I don't really rate, came to life. And today again, if you look at the 2 teams, he made more quality saves than Raya, which means Arsenal had more. Their chances were more there, and PSG had a lot of shots, but most of them were off target. The ones that came on target were didn't really worry Raya that much. So it was, you can't. Both teams showed signs of inexperience at this level as a team. So the frailties of PSG were there to be seen today if Arsenal can compose themselves. And I know with Merino going top next week, it's going to be a little bit different kind of game. The issue now is, are Arsenal going to be ready for the atmosphere? We know what Paris fans can provide. Even away from home today, they were on top of their voices throughout the game, and that really goes silence the Emirates. So it's now for Arsenal, and these Arsenal players, they have shown that they can stand their own when the stakes are really very high. So it's going to be a very, very big test for them. This one is not done. If you understand football, if you know Arsenal, if you know PSG very well, you know that this one is not done. It could go either way, and as much as PSG can come to Emirates to win 1-0, Arsenal cannot even go there and win 3-1 if they are serious. And yes, it was a very interesting game. I kind of give kudos to both coaches. Enrique has done a tremendous job with PSG. Arteta as well has grown this team as well. So everybody, if you watch this game today, you know it's not over. It's nowhere close to being over. Arsenal could go to France and lose 3-1, and they could also go there and win 3-1 from what we saw today. And one thing I have to mention is Ødegaard has not been on form for some time now, and today he was awful. I mean, according for his drop, for him to be dropped in next game, I don't think that should be the case. With Partey coming in, probably will have a better game, but Arteta shouldn't leave it that late. If he's not in the game, just take him out and get one thing you can count on is he doesn't have experience, but you know that if he faces that goal, he will give you a better quality shot on goal than Ødegaard, and that could be needed going into that second leg. Kivu again, shout out to you. You stood your own again today, no mistakes, 100% performance, and Declan Rice with his powerful drive again today. But one player that I would not forget to mention is the PSG Joao Neves. That guy for me was the best player on the pitch today. He was all over the place, did his job, defended his team, and also pushed forward when he needed to. For me, he was the man of the match. I don't know who he was giving, but I will give it to Nuno Mendes. Hakimi and Nuno Mendes, Joao Neves, I mean, but Mendes and Hakimi will a little bit quiet in this game today. And let me know what you think. Do you think Ødegaard should be dropped or give another chance in the second leg? And we'll see how this one goes. Tomorrow is PSG, is Inter Milan and Barcelona. We'll see how that one's going to pan out. I still feel that Arsenal will make it to the final in this one. See you again. Ciao.